Hi, I'm Jeff Murrah. I want to welcome you to True Texas History, where today we are going to talk about the Tampico expedition. This is one of those episodes of Texas history, once again, that you don't hear much about in the history books, yet it played an important part. And had it succeeded, it would have changed the course of the war for independence. Now, what some history books have done to avoid dealing with this, they just deal with the statehood of Texas, and that way they don't have to deal with any of these other issues that were very important. Now, in terms of the Tampico expedition, it occurred this day, November the 15th, is when the actual fighting in the city of Tampico occurred. But let me go ahead and give you some background. Now, for this one, we're going to visit the city of New Orleans, because New Orleans was a large financial and business center. There were many individuals in New Orleans that had a vested interest in Mexico and made money from Mexican trade. Now, bear in mind also that some of these investors were betting their money on Santa Anna in this whole situation. Now, Texas independence was just one small part of a larger picture. What was going on in the larger picture? There was a struggle going on between the Federalist and the Centralist in Mexico. Centralists essentially were Santa Anna and those wanting centralized control, versus those that wanted federal control or more spread out authority. And as Santa Anna became more of a tyrant and wanted more of that central control, some of his close associates, like General Mejia, Lorenzo de Zavala, and others, organized a federal resistance to his authority. And originally, some of the Texas uprising was wrapped up in that defiance of the central authority. It's only later that it turned into a full-blown revolution. This is one reason why some of those in Texas did not declare independence sooner. They were hoping that other Mexican states would join with them in resisting the centralized authority. It's amazing how with governments there's a tendency to want to concentrate all the power in one place. It wasn't good back then. It's not good right now. And some of these men who were resisting the centralization of power, one of the main ones being General Mejia, which the city of Mejia is named after. Mejia and Lorenzo and others were meeting in New Orleans to decide how to go ahead and deal with this. Mejia was organizing an expedition to go to Tampico to address this. In fact, he arranged for a ship, the Mary Jane, to carry the men to Tampico, most of whom were Americans, along with some French and German. Unfortunately, they were not told of their mission. They just were volunteering. They thought, we're going to Texas. As only part way through the voyage that they were made aware, no, we're not going to Texas. We were going to Tampico. It was quite a surprise. They had not only, I think it was about 150 men plus cannon. They picked a bad time to arrive in Mexico. There was a gale going on. The ship ran aground. and started breaking apart. Fortunately, the men made it ashore, and they were in the process of drying out their clothes and just basically recouping from the shipwreck, because that happened the night before on November the 14th. Then the next day, in the city, the people were rallying for Santa Anna, marching in the streets for Santa Anna, which blew Mahia's mind, because Mahia was under the impression all we have to do is arrive at Tampico. The mood of the people is such that they will rally around us. That didn't happen. Instead, they were attacked. Now, many of the men that, after being attacked, managed to escape and make it back to Texas. I think roughly about 32, 33 did not make it. And some of these were the wounded, but those that were unfortunate enough, they were court-martialed by Mexican authorities and promptly shot in December. This is one of the reasons why, prior to the Battle of San Jacinto, in one of the speeches, the man said, "Remember the Alamo, remember Goliad, remember Tampico." Somehow, that last part, remember Tampico, we have not remembered that. Because this whole idea of shooting prisoners did not start at the Alamo, did not start at Goliad. It started at Tampico. And the Texans knew what kind of treatment they would be able to expect from Santa Anna, because he had a track record. Shoot him. And this is one reason why they wanted them to remember what happened at Tampico as well. This is one of the dangers of centralized authority, like you saw happening in Mexico, and this is one of the dangers of any centralized authority. But I wanted to go ahead and cover this episode because it's often overlooked, if it's mentioned at all. If it's mentioned at all in history books. So, hope you have a good day, and in the future to remember Tampico along with Goliad and the Alamo. And until next time, this is Jeff Murrah, wishing you vaya con Dios, my friends. Goodbye. Thank you for tuning in.